being guided, and it's still
Who was guiding him? Because it wasn't Noriega. He was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
exactly.
But
That's guidance.
But
What you're doing.
like, so you know how when I talk, you understand everything that I'm saying.
No.
You do a good job of
You
pretending.
want to now.
Welcome to another episode of Diva Court. I'm your host, Marsha Mignon, and with me is my co-diva.
We're still not canceled.
But she's trying her best.
Yes, I am.
She has not given up.
Hey, if you're not getting canceled, you're not doing your job.
Oh, is that what it is?
You got to.
She said if the
evoke
devil is not after you, you're not getting undone.
There you go. You got to evoke the thought.
We're not responsible for the things we're going to say.
Nor do we believe half of it.
We only believe all of what I have to say.
That's not what
The voice of reason sits in this seat.
That's not what the comments say.
We do not own the rights to anything we're going to talk about.
Or are we liable about your feelings? Just cancel us.
How you going to cancel us when we're trying to get these people to watch?
Because if you get canceled, that means you're doing a really good job.
Is that what it is?
So we got to get enough people.
Cancel, it is the new victory?
Yes.
This show is for edutainment purposes only. Please look for our episodes each week. Make sure you subscribe. We want you to check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Don't forget to look for our videos.
Just in case somebody wanted to, give me a record deal.
Let me tell you what record deal they were giving. They want her to be on the radio so they could turn her off.
It's such a hater. Moving on. Catch us on YouTube.
Catch us on YouTube each week. We push them out on Wednesdays. Push. New videos for you to watch so you can put a face to each diva. Don't forget our sponsor, Hey Curl. Go to heycurl.shop. Make sure you click the link. Take your survey. You can't beat free people.
Yes.
Get your free samples so your hair can look good. And if you don't have no hair, just put it on your bald head anyway.
That's what I did.
It might grow your hair back.
Bald head, scallywags.
No. You just keep. You can tell that that diva.
You can tell. Well, I don't have.
You dress by hair. Some people dress by clothing. You dress by hair.
Those are facts.
So whatever mood she's in is what her hair is going to be wearing.
Facts.
So right now she's got a Betty Boop going on.
Is that, I don't know.
Okay, let's talk about
that topic we talked about before we.
So we're gonna talk about the Kenosha, Wisconsin shooting.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, that trial has started. Check me out on Court TV each week. And we covered the cross-examination of the surviving victim today.
Right.
I have some concerns about his testimony. His testimony had some concessions in it that the defendant did not shoot his arm off until he held his weapon pointed at the defendant, who was sitting on his butt on the ground with an assault rifle.
So if these were concessions, were they the truth? And if they were the truth, then why would you have any reservations?
Well, here's why I have a reservation for it. I don't think it's an accurate depiction of the truth, because counsel did not play a video for this young man. He gave a still photo. And I was concerned that the still photo is not an accurate depiction of what was going on live when he pulled that weapon out. I mean, he was impeached. Let me be honest. He was impeached because he never shared with anybody that he was actually carrying a Glock in the back of his pants. And that came out on cross-examination. Mm-hmm. He never shared with law enforcement when he talked to them while he was at the hospital that he was carrying it concealed. And the laws in Kenosha is that you can carry open, but you cannot carry concealed without a carry permit.
So he is an alleged criminal because he wasn't convicted for
That's what the cross-examination was about. That you weren't charged by the states, of course, chiseling at his credibility, because they're looking at, hey, you're a biased witness and you're not telling everything and you're not telling the story. And it appeared in his cross-examination as if he was trying to hide the weapon. And the reason he was trying to hide the weapon is because he was trying to hide the fact that the defendant was trying to defend himself, because that's their theme. Their legal theory is self-defense.
So the guy was on the ground.
He was on the ground. He had fallen because after he had shot the first individual, people started chasing him because he became an active shooter for the people who had seen the first person that was shot. So they're chasing him. And when he comes into interactions with this victim that survived, the third victim that survived, he is seeing somebody hitting with a skateboard. And he's telling the person, hey, be careful, you might give him a concussion. But all that was not placed in his testimony in his police report. And it was kind of sketchy as to why would you not want to share that? Sometimes you have to concede facts that really don't hurt your case. It doesn't matter if he's telling the person, don't hit him with a skateboard, because guess what? He's not saying the person saying he just shot somebody. You understand me? So even if he conceded that.
The first person.
Well, I don't know what happened because his testimony was only about his experience. And because he didn't witness what occurred with the shooting of the first person, of course, it would be hearsay because you didn't see it. You don't know, and you can't testify to what you found out after the fact. So his testimony was limited because remember, the person was not shot near him.
Okay, so he said that the guy was shot, but not shot near him. So
Correct.
Does that mean that he knew he was shot? He shot somebody?
No,
before?
he's being told by everybody chasing Kyle Rittenhouse. He's the shooter. He's a shooter. Stop him, stop him. You understand? So by the time Kyle gets to where he is, he starts running in the direction of everybody. You understand?
Are these white people?
It's Wisconsin.
Because I'm like, this can't be no black person.
This is Wisconsin.
Stop the shooter. The one with the gun?
Yes.
I'm a pass. I ain't dying.
No, the one with the assault rifle.
Right. I ain't dying, but I mean, assault rifle. No. What I'm saying is assault. It could be a 22. It could be an AR-22 with small bullets. So it don't really matter if it's a
No, it was a long assault rifle.
But I know what I'm saying is that their ARs can carry different kind of bullets. So it could be a long assault rifle that only holds 22 bullets.
Well, let me tell you something. Your skin will take any bullet and get pierced.
That's
so
facts.
You really don't need.
What I'm saying is that the gun may look scary either way it go. But the point is that
no, the gun is not scary because of how it looks, but because of what it can do.
That's
true. Can kill you.
No. You made mention that it was an assault rifle to elevate the.
Well, it's illegal.
Situation.
So not even to elevate the scare.
How is assault rifle? The ARs are not illegal.
He's 17 and he's not supposed to be in possession of it.
Yeah.
And the testimony from one of the witnesses were that he took it without permission from the home.
Right. Well, everybody's got guns that they shouldn't be having.
Well, not necessarily. No. Because I have a weapon and I have a carry permit.
No. I'm talking about the guy who Superman the situation, who was carrying a concealed weapon.
Right. And that's my point is that
shouldn't be having.
My frustration with the state was that when you have bad facts, you embrace them and you talk about them before the defense speaks of them. And that did not happen in cross-examination today. So I was frustrated with the state because I felt like that's something you could have talked about. You could have taken the sting out of that testimony by saying, so what were you thinking? Well, I was thinking he was an active shooter.
Is there a stand your ground law in Wisconsin?
Well, that's not what they're going on. They're going on self-defense. They said that he's shooting everybody because a mob is chasing him and the mob is trying to catch up with him. And because he has the weapon, he falls on the ground and he loses his balance. And then when he turned around, he had no choice but to shoot, especially when he saw this victim pull out a gun.
Right.
This victim said, I'll pull out the gun because he's an active shooter.
Right.
And if this were an elementary school, nobody would say, I'm sorry, so why'd you pull out the gun?
But I have questions about that. You heard somebody say this is an active shooter. You didn't see it. You heard somebody say it. Somebody told you this information. You didn't see it with your own eyes. You're not even a witness.
I'm just saying he did a better job than the police who just drove by him.
Sure did.
I'm not debating that. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about this.
With his hands in the air, with the rifle down his.
I'm talking about this particular.
And they were like, "Dude, get out the way, beep beep."
But what I'm saying
is that you came to, regardless of who pulled the weapon first. It's like if you are out in, this is what you be talking about.
Yeah, going off on a tangent.
I'm gonna go
Here we
anyways.
go. Go ahead.
If you're out in the wild, wild west, right, and we're about to have a duel.
Is that the Russ movie set?
I said, I did say West. I didn't say Rust. Did I? I said
Is that
West,
the Rust?
right?
You said West, but I just want to know
I was
what's,
like, you throw me off
is
a
the
bit.
West over by the Rust movie set?
Right. And we're in the wild, wild west, and we about to have a shootout. And then, you know, for whatever reason, they meet in the middle. They turn their backs and they take steps.
I'm gonna need this chick to
You know
stop
what I'm
watching so much Cowboys and
I've been watching Cowboys. It's no lie. The Harder They Fall. Shout out to Jay-Z. Great movie. I didn't get
It
to
is
see
a
all
great
of
movie.
it 'cause
It's a
I fell
great
asleep.
movie.
You
I saw
watched
all of it.
Oh.
All of
Maybe we
it.
can talk about that next time.
I like Regina.
But they turn around, they walk this way, and then back in the day, like, you know, England day, you know, I guess you flip a coin and the first person gets to shoot first. So you gotta stand there like and wait for them to shoot you.
I think not.
But in the West,
I don't know what day she's
No,
talking
this
about
is
and
in
what
England.
she's
I
talking
was
about.
just watching
Fiction again.
no, it wasn't fiction.
You remember
It
from
was-
last episode I
it
banned you
was
off of fiction?
It was the reign of
Senior moment.
Henry.
no, it's on Mary Scott. Mary Stuart, who is the Queen of the Scots or Queen of Scotland. It was during her time that what you would do is you
Flip a
turn
coin and then
around,
you take the
flip a
shot.
coin. Right, and they bring the guns. You pick your guns. They flip a coin and that tells you who shoots first. And then you take your steps back and you have to stand there. So they said it is you can still have integrity or, you know, respect. If you want to make yourself smaller, you can turn to the side. You just can't move. Like,
I can't subscribe. That's buffoonery. My
No, that's
mind
what they
I
used to
can't
do.
even wrap my mind
but
around
I
that
say all that to
foolishness.
say, with the Wild Wild West, you know, it's whoever turns around first and shoots, you're dead. So in the same essence, this person who hears this noise from someone like he's an active shooter, and he runs up on him with his gun, like I'm about to do a citizen arrest. You run up on me, and I got a gun. Run up, get gun up. I'm just saying.
The problem is you're an active shooter. And just like if you're an active shooter at a school, remember in Florida where they got upset because they said the
don't know
sheriffs
why he
wouldn't
shot the
run.
first person.
No, where they said the sheriffs would not run into the school.
I'm a jury right now. If I'm a juror and I don't know why you shot the first person, I can only go by why you shot the second person. And the second person said that you
No, this is the third person.
were the third
So
person.
by the time he's interacting with this person, he
third
shot
person. But-
two other people.
Well, I guess my question is that
And he's thinking, if I can get that gun from him, I can stop him from killing anybody
my
else.
argument is this. If we are talking about, I'm not talking about what the media said. If we're talking about the testimony in this moment, if I'm taking notes about what is being said by the attorneys in this moment, and we haven't discussed the first two people that I shot, I'm going by this moment. So for what you give me, you heard, I mean, not you, but the guy who is the assailant or the alleged victim or whoever he is, he heard from some other person that this was the active shooter. So he's running with a concealed weapon he shouldn't have.
Well, he's not the only one running. There's a lot of people
I'm
running.
just saying in this instance of what the testimony is being
Right,
said.
but you can't narrow the video down to excluding
I'm
everybody
not
else
talking
who's
about
there.
the video. I'm talking about I'm going by what you said.
Right. His testimony is he's running in the direction with everybody else running in the same direction as Kyle.
So let me say this. You're an attorney, right? And I'm like just your basic average person.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going by like what you just told me
Mm-hmm.
was that someone told somebody else who happened to have a concealed weapon that this particular person is an active shooter. So let's just say this was the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It could have been somebody else, but let's just say this was the guy. He did get it correct.
How about he's the only one with a gun that anybody
I'm
else
pretty
can
sure
see?
he wasn't.
No. That anybody else could
see at the
see.
time.
Right,
So I'm going
right.
with that. So
And he's running.
And he's assuming that this is the guy. So cool, we on the same page.
Correct.
Right? You got a concealed weapon. So obviously in your head, you about that life. Because people who carry concealed weapons, who aren't supposed to be carrying concealed weapons, are about that life.
Well,
And
he
it's
had a
not
permit, but he said he didn't know his permit was expired.
Okay. So you bring a weapon to a protest. All right.
Well, he said that he went to be help for the people.
That's
Because
what the other
remember,
one did,
he's well. The good news about him is he's actually trained to do that kind of work.
Oh,
That's
what
his.
is it? He's security.
He's EMS. He's EMS. No, he's medical.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
don't have none of these facts.
Yeah.
I'm
So
only-
that's what I'm saying. He's medically trained, right?
But that
And
don't mean he can't be no killer.
well, look here.
Have you seen Dexter?
Look here.
I'm just
MD
saying.
can be a killer.
That's
A
true.
mother can be a killer. A
She
father
showed
can
them
be a
abortions,
killer.
boy.
A kid can be a killer. Okay.
Them
Uh,
abortions.
I've seen some kids charged with murder as
But-
adults.
Okay, so he comes in with a concealed weapon.
No. There's a whole lot more that's going on in the evening before you even get to this
I'm just saying about the
catastrophe.
evidence. I'm just talking about what the testimony right
So let me try and synthesize it because I feel like we're repeating.
here. Okay.
Basically, you're trying to say, why would you run to the man who has a gun?
First, why you run into a man with a gun
Mm-hmm.
to a man with a gun?
Wait,
And-
what? Well,
The guy who runs to
yeah,
him
but you
has a
have
gun.
your gun, and you
Right.
know everyone else is unarmed. They told you 2 people have been shot,
Right.
and
Right.
we're chasing down the man
Who did the shooting?
who
Right.
did the shooting.
Right.
If I don't find it unreasonable as me, someone who has a weapon, to say, let me go because this man clearly must be trying to harm people because he's already shot 2. Let me go at least try and be
Disarm
there in the situation to make sure that
Okay.
something doesn't
I'm
go
not
down.
debating that, but when you go with a man who's already armed, are you going with your weapon concealed, or are you going in preparation because you already shot somebody? Are you going
Yeah, so all right,
with
so
the
let me break
that
this
I'm about
down
to-
this line then. So because I feel like what you're trying to say is because you came with a gun, I'm justified in defending myself. But the issue
No,
is
not even that you came with a gun. You came with a. I mean, if I'm
no, but what I'm
No.
saying is-
Explain that
no,
first.
no.
Explain that first.
if I know I
It
need to
is
have it.
is
if I decide that I'm about to go and be the hero,
right.
and I know this person has a gun,
Right.
I'm licensed, not knowing that my permit is expired.
Right.
I'm licensed to carry.
Right.
Dana's gun is not in her purse no more. Dana's gun is not in here.
Well, it's not.
Dana's
I think
gun
you missed the facts.
is
I
out.
was upset about his cross examination because his gun was out
Right.
and
so,
it was pointing at.
So what
him.
I'm saying is that he does have a reason.
No, see
To
that's
shoot.
the
Not
issue.
after he's already shot 2 people.
Yeah, see that's
No,
where your-
ma'am. The
your
self-defense
is
has
gone
left.
after the 2 people have been shot.
Hey,
who were
they've left the
unarmed.
building
First of all-
unarmed.
first
2
of all-
unarmed people.
This is America.
Am I supposed to finish the rest of the song?
This is America. This is America, and
Guns in my area.
we have to presume the assumption of innocence. Innocence.
Uh-huh.
Not in the moment.
Yeah.
Innocence.
Right. But I'm not
talking about
presuming.
as-
I'm not presuming
No,
nothing if
talking
I'm
about
out there.
At the court, I'm talking about as a.
No. That's why he's getting his trial.
Right,
and
as
as
a
a juror, the evidence, they're not even supposed to be deliberating yet. They have to wait until all the evidence is
Right, but
in.
that's what I'm saying. At this time, in this moment, he didn't shoot nobody else because I'm not saying that he didn't. But if we
No, they've already
they've
heard
already heard-
testimony.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Remember now, they're doing it chronologically.
I thought you were giving it to me.
No. The chronologically, we're talking about today's testimony. Today's testimony was the 3rd victim. The other 2 victims can't testify.
Okay,
They're
see, I
dead.
get it.
So law enforcement has already testified as to what was going on with those 2 victims and how those victims got injured.
with that information, were there law enforcement is not eyewitnesses, so they can only tell you through hearsay.
No. Law enforcement does an investigation and they can tell a jury that the weapon came from that gun. You understand? In our investigation, we believe they can tell you what they
Right,
believe
but
from
what
their
is this-
investigation.
But I guess my question is that were there eyewitnesses for the other shootings?
Yes.
And they just said he just came out there and started shooting out the blue, like he was Columbine people.
No, everybody was talking crazy. You understand? And the problem you have is everybody's out there. It's loud. It's chaotic. I mean, it was really a disaster waiting to happen. And to have him out there, they were saying that they were guarding property. So they were standing in front of a building that they worked at, and they were like, "We're guarding this property." And they didn't work there. I don't know. They were standing supposed to be guarding some property. That's what they were there for. and they were having conversation, and they were like, "You're not." He was pretending like he was medic. Some people were testifying that they thought he was with law enforcement because he was lying about being with the police. And then one time he had a medic bag on him, said he was coming out there to rescue everybody. And anybody need medic? Anybody need medic? That's what some of the videos showed, him yelling. You understand? But how the altercation between him and the other two individuals, I missed that testimony, but that testimony has already been presented by the state. But the testimony that I was concerned about is the one that was given by the third victim today, who conceded that he was actually pointing the weapon in his direction based on a still shot. And there was no objection from the state. You understand? Because I would have objected that that's not the best evidence. Under the best evidence rule, I'd have been like, Judge, I need the video played. The witness needs to see the video, not a still shot. Because a still shot's not showing you what's going on.
Do they have a video of it?
Of course they have a video of it. It's been all over the internet. It's all over the place. But that's where I was frustrated. But the judge in that case, to hit on one of the points you made about the actual victim, you called him a victim, and I'm like, the judge issued a ruling on a motion in limine that the two deceased individuals cannot be called victims.
Right.
And I agree with the court. The only problem is that it's not being applied across the board across this country.
Maybe he's just a good judge. Maybe he always applies it.
I wouldn't call him a good judge, honey. That's careless.
What he do? What
That
ruling did he
that
have
man
on
is fixated on the media. I've never seen a judge talking in the middle of a ruling on an objection about how the media's portrayed him on CNN. Oh, they're talking about a ruling that I issued. It was 10 years ago, and somebody's on CNN. Even the prosecutor had to say, I'm sorry, Judge, I've not been watching this case outside the courtroom. I've been watching it in the courtroom, and I'd like to address what we are doing here, not what they're doing at CNN. Yeah, so he's totally, almost Trump-like fixated on the media.
No Trump.
Yeah. And he's not like, his statements are just, he's more worried about how the trial looks and all this kind of stuff.
Wait, sorry for cutting you off, but he's being charged for the guy who got shot in the arm too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was, he might be able to bypass that charge.
He might. I don't know.
Because
you don't know what 12 jurors are going to do.
Because let me just say this. I mean, can't nobody confuse me. He said, like you said, that he heard that he already shot two other people. So he ran over there to stop the situation. What does that look like? When you already got somebody who already murking people, how do you stop someone who's murking people?
Well, you try to get the murder weapon from the person.
So now, instead of the gun that I have concealed, this is why I would love to be on the jury. Instead of the gun
that's why you're not getting on one.
Instead of the gun that I have concealed, we gonna fight to the death?
Listen
Are
to
you
me.
serious?
The only mistake I think that this young man made was not pulling out the Glock and going a headshot on him while he was on the ground. That's really what I would have done.
Exactly. Your
To be honest
story
with you,
is mine. Because right now, you have a reason to shoot you.
To be honest with you, he was more afraid than he should have been to be carrying a weapon.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? When you're carrying a weapon like that, you should be prepared to use it.
You want the glory, but you don't want to do the action.
No. I think he probably froze. And a lot of times when you're in that stressful of a situation, you don't know how you're going to react.
It's fight or flight.
And I would hope.
No. It's fight or flight.
I think the age of because
Maybe kinda throw him off.
that boy,
He does look like a
that
baby.
look like a
He's
baby.
got a baby
Boy,
face.
he
look
got
like a
that
baby.
little
He got
baby.
chubby
Maybe that's
cheeks.
what it was.
He got
Maybe
chubby cheeks. He
I'ma
didn't want to
give
blow him
that-
out.
And maybe he did go in there like, I'm about to shoot this little boy.
If he killed him, he would have the perfect excuse.
He would. It would be self-defense.
The gun wasn't even his.
Yeah. He crossed state lines. He already
But
shot
now-
two people.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure he came out gun and blazing. Maybe he saw the little boy and was like, oh, I'm not about to shoot him. But by the time you got your gun out,
The boy
you
was
get
firing.
shot.
The boy was firing. That's why you can't hesitate.
Right.
You can't
By the
hesitate.
time you got your gun out, he shot. And technically that's self-defense.
Let me tell you something. His mistake was not putting one on Kyle before Kyle put one on him. That's
But
it.
Now, here's the question. Once you commit a crime, everything after that is not self-defense. Is that how it works?
What are you talking about once you commit a crime? You gotta clarify
She's
that.
talking about from Kyle's point of view. So if you
Okay, so you can't use self-defense. Let me explain the law. You cannot use self-defense if you are the aggressor. And you get to use self-defense even if you are the aggressor if the level of force which you brought initially was raised by the other person. So say, for example, I come, right? And I punch you and you pull out a gun. I can pull out a gun and make sure you don't shoot me and kill me. But I started the fight. So I could still argue self-defense. But here's what I can't do. I pull out a gun to shoot you. You punch me or you throw a bag at me, because that was the testimony that one of the deceased, the first deceased, I remember that, he threw a bag, like a grocery bag, a Walmart bag, at Kyle, and Kyle shot him. And the level of force, you can't bring that. It does not. It has to be equivalent. You can't bring a gun. That's the saying is.
They have stand your ground.
No. They say you cannot bring a gun to a knife fight.
Okay, so they don't have stand your ground.
Well, you can bring a gun to a knife fight, but you can't.
It could come.
But you might not have a self-defense claim.
But
stand your ground is, and to be more specific,
it's not in Wisconsin.
No, stand your ground is that you don't have to retreat.
Correct.
That's the only.
Right, but
it eliminates the retreat
what I'm
clause.
saying,
It doesn't eliminate the
the type of force you use.
Yeah.
Because in
Well,
self-defense,
remember-
they want you to retreat.
Remember
first
that case
before you even attempt.
Remember that case where this man accosted this woman in the grocery store, at the grocery store in the parking lot, right? And the husband comes out to defend his wife, but the man shot him and killed the husband. And then he argued stand your ground. I think he got off. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think he did. I vaguely remember
But you know
what you're talking about. I vaguely remember, but I don't think he did. I think that was one of those unsuccessful ones. But
yeah, because they're not all successful. That's the problem you have.
Trayvon Martin was successful. What
Well, let me tell you what the problem is. No video. No video. Yeah, they're
I thought they argued stand your ground. As Trayvon
no,
Martin.
he argued
that was
self-defense.
self-defense.
He said Trayvon was fighting
grabbing
him.
for his gun and was gonna. He had feared that he was gonna shoot him.
Oh, okay. I thought Trayvon Martin is when they started with that stand your ground.
Stand Your Ground is the one where the kids were playing music loud.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
with
at the
Jordan.
store. Wasn't it
That
at a
was in
convenience
Georgia.
store?
What's her
His
name?
mom. His
here.
mom became a
Yeah,
congressperson.
that was here.
No, that was in Florida.
Oh,
But
it was
she,
in Florida.
Yeah,
She is a congresswoman here.
She's a congresswoman.
That's where, because I did say stand your ground started in Florida, but
I believe it was
wasn't Trayvon Martin, it was that
Lucy
case.
Macbeth, right?
Yeah,
Right,
Macbeth.
Jordan, his
Yep.
name was Jordan.
Yeah, and Macbeth is mom. Mom, she won Congress. But the case is going right now. It's going good for the defense, if you ask me, because the testimony that occurred today was plausible that Rittenhouse was
I mean, he
defending
got my
himself
vote.
when the guy, there's a still shot, and I'm like, why are you not objecting to the still shot instead of playing the video? Play the video, because remember, if you're seeing the video, it's going to refresh your recollection to why you felt like, okay, I had no choice. It really wasn't pointing at him. I was just coming up with it. You understand what I mean? Because remember,
What? Even if you coming up with it, I'm supposed to let you come all the way? No, I'm gonna shoot you first.
of course you're gonna shoot. You're gonna shoot, but you cannot argue self-defense because you've already shot 2 people, and I'm coming to stop you from shooting 2 more.
Maybe he has an argument for those 2.
Yeah, you can't be a murderer and then be arguing self-defense.
Well, I'm asking. Well, here's my. So, what was his argument about? What is the argument about the first 2 then?
All of it is going to be self-defense.
That
That's
is
the only
correct.
thing he can do.
He's got nothing left.
So why? So you can't.
So
you're
I
not a
threw a
murderer.
bag at you, and you took out an assault rifle and shot and killed me. That's not self-defense,
Maybe
because
it
the
was
level of
What
force.
was in the bag?
Nothing.
What kind of was it? Like a Kroger's bag? What kind of bag was it?
What
was
you
it a Kroger's
what you trying to say?
bag?
A Kroger bag is heavier than a paper bag?
No, well, not necessarily.
No,
The
plastic
would
bag?
be,
Is it a plastic bag?
I'm just saying, like, was it a bag? Like, did it have rocks in it? Like, what was in the
No,
bag?
it was a crumpled up bag. It wasn't even like the boy used a backpack and hit him. And then the other guy with the skateboard was carelessly trying to hit him to get the gun from him. And that's the second person who's deceased.
Well, he should have got shot.
Well, you can't use a skateboard, ma'am.
Huh?
You can't use
Exactly.
a
Stop
skateboard
trying to
for
watch.
assault
Why
rifle.
are we fighting people with assault rifles? Go sit your ass down somewhere.
No, we got to take it.
Hey,
we got to take
you
it.
just said
No.
fight or flight.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know, but you got to have the right tools. That's dumb.
At the end of the day,
Let me tell you this.
if you don't have the tools and this
Let
the
me tell
tools,
you
Yeah, you
John.
gotta, you gotta
Let me
use
tell you
what you
this.
have.
fight.
Let me tell you this.
That was your
Unless
body.
it's my child or someone that I actually care that if they lost their life, it would devastate me. And you got a gun, I'm be like, you know what? You got it. You got this. You don't winner,
That's stupid.
chicken dinner, okay? You got this. Like, I'm not dying for nobody. I'm a dying
Spoken like a true coward black woman.
No, that's not the case. Spoken like a person who has something to live for.
Spoken like a true.
Let me
Trust
say this,
me.
Marsha, it's just different. I'm not going for no strangers. I'm not saving no strangers. Unless it was maybe a child. I don't know. I'm not saving
Maybe
it. I'm
that's
not,
you have to think.
unless I have my
You
gun,
have to
I'm going
think
to come out
broader
guns
than
a-blazing.
strangers because
Yeah.
if he just decides that you are the next target,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
you.
Then guess what? You could have stopped somebody.
Now, let me give you a difference. Let me give you a difference, right? If it was
He
9/11,
can't see
right?
me. It's dark.
Here's the thing. Here's the difference.
And I'm
I'm
black.
gonna give you the difference. 9/11, right? 9/11. If we all in the plane and the plane go, we all dead. So let's go. If we gonna go, let's go all the way.
That doesn't even make sense. Because
It
if,
does, 'cause the
if
plane
you're
is going
willing,
down.
if you're willing to die in a plane going down, why wouldn't you say, no, I'm about to sit here because this flight might land
that's what I'm
and I
saying.
might live
No,
and
no,
that
no,
part
no.
of the plane might crack, but the part I'm in
No,
might
that's not-
survive.
That's different. We going down.
You don't know that.
Muslims
People survive. Listen to
Wrapped
me.
up with
Listen to me.
bombs. Oh, we going down. Okay? We going down, and I'm gonna go down. With
You don't make no sense.
However, if I can hide behind a car and then reset myself, that's what they train you.
You
when
can shoot through the car with that kind of ammunition.
No, we don't know what kind of ammunition was it.
A lot.
You can't
High
shoot. You
power.
can't shoot through a
Even
car with a
wait,
22.
you can never know the ammunition.
But
I'm
saying
saying-
that
No,
you
she's gonna
said
say,
it was-
"Excuse me, Mr. Rittenhouse.
That's not what I'm
What are you
saying.
carrying there?"
That's what I'm
That
saying.
can
Because if you
carry-
can tell me,
It's a gun that can
I thought
carry
she had the. I
that
thought she
type
had
of
the
ammunition.
information.
Mr. Rittenhouse, sir, before you fire, can you please explain?
What I'm saying is
What type
is
of
that
weaponry
when you
is
have
that?
when you are carrying a weapon, you first they teach you have to adjust your stance. You don't just
Trust me, you have gone
you
to
take
one
cover.
weapon class too many.
you take cover. No, I don't want.
And that is one.
That's one.
You take cover and
Ma'am,
then you
ma'am,
get.
ma'am, you watch that cowboy show
Have
on
you not seen
Netflix.
police training videos how they act like a complete fool when they're in actual situations?
You take cover.
And it's just practice.
But see, let me tell
And they
you.
end up
Let me
shooting
tell you.
themselves,
I
shooting
don't.
other people.
Thank
Let me
you.
tell you.
victims.
Thank you,
When
ma'am.
when I'm in that action,
Ma'am,
I am logically connected.
First
I don't
of all-
black out. I'm
first
strategically.
of all your fights have ended in an L.
That's
okay?
what you think.
I don't know
That's
why
what
you think.
I'm glad you put
I
that
don't
out
know
there.
why you think
Continue
a
to put that out
weapon.
there so
I
they
don't
don't
know
see me
why you
coming.
think a weapon was going to increase your likelihood of success.
Continue to put that out there. That's what I want them to think. I want y'all to think that. Don't have
Ma'am.
no expectations.
Ma'am, in high school, when you were supposed to be going down for the count, you went down for the count.
You know, it is what it is.
That's my point. My
what I'm
point
saying
is-
is that I have triumphs, and then I have had certain situations that didn't work out.
Oh, we get it. This diva says if she sees assault rifle, she about to have a seat.
That's what I'm saying. If I see an assault rifle, I'm not hitting you with a
Several
skateboard.
sit down.
I'm gonna readjust. First of all, I'm gonna make sure. It's like when you're on a plane. You make sure you safe first. You put the oxygen mask on first before you try to save somebody
Like I'm
else.
telling you, the only mistake I see that this victim made was not to pop off first. That's it.
Well,
Because
he
when you're
could've-
looking
he-
at the still shot, he was so close to him that there was no coming back, especially knowing that the person, he might not have been able to
That's
look.
what I'm saying.
It has to be the baby face.
I mean, he
had
testified
to
that
have
he
looked-
didn't want to.
He had to
he
have looked at his
testified
baby
Would you,
face.
correct
would you
that
have
he
thought he
didn't
would have
want to.
said, "I was ready to"?
But even after he was shot, he said he still didn't put off anything.
No, he didn't.
You don't. You already have you already have committed a crime. You're not gonna admit to say, "Hey,
No,
I
no,
wanted
no,
to
no,
take
no.
him out."
But even-
used to shoot.
Yeah, I got the excuse to shoot him, and I don't have to have a carry permit
Listen,
to defend myself if you have an assault
But
rifle.
you running up on somebody.
Yes, because
but
they
there's
have already
levels of
shot two
crimes.
people.
You're gonna get if these two parties engage, right? One has murdered and the other one is holding a concealed weapon
Yeah.
that was illegal. Let me tell you something. The one who's just holding has a permit issue is the one who is gonna have a self-defense claim.
No, but you have two people in illegal possession of weapons. Because Kyle Rittenhouse was in
But I'm
illegal
saying one is
possession also.
committed one step further, which is
Yeah, you
murder.
already killed 2 people.
Or in fact, at the time, assault, because they didn't.
I don't know if he was dead.
Yeah,
But I know
But
you
you know
shot
you
somebody.
shot him?
None of this legal mumbo jumbo mean anything when you out in these streets, okay?
No, but it's gonna mean something in that courtroom when you get in charge.
It does. It means something after the fact. With that being said, neither one of these guys are. They're both thinking this is self-defense.
No. One has already shot 2 people. Self-defense from a paper bag?
I understand
A grocery
what
bag.
you're saying in those 2 moments, but in this moment with this person with the gun who's pulling it out, I'm not gonna say, I hope he detains me. Let's just say I already shot 2 people and I know I did. And this person's about to shoot me.
So let me
I'm
ask you a
shooting back.
question.
Now legally, it
All
may
right,
not be
all right.
self-defense, but in reality,
okay.
I'm about to kill you before you kill me. That's
So-
what it is.
Hello? She's an active shooter. So you go in the bank. I go in the bank and I decide I'm robbing the bank, right? I have no intentions of killing anybody when I get there, but I'm going to commit this crime because I'm going to go in there and rob the bank and get the money, right? You're in the bank and you have a weapon in the back of your pants, right? And the teller does something to make me go, okay, I got to kill her, right? Bam, bam, I shoot 2 people, okay? I've already shot 2 people. I hit the ground and you pull out your weapon, you coming at me. Am I defending myself when I shoot you in the face?
I mean, technically.
Whoa. I'm defending
In
myself.
your life, you are.
Oh, okay.
In your
All right.
life. Maybe not in law, but in your life, you
Oh, okay.
are.
All right.
You know, but the
So
fact
mentally,
pattern is
I'm trying to defend
The
I
myself.
mean, we
fact
could shift the
pattern's different.
perspective if we want to, but
I'm just saying, like, if I'm out here in these streets like that, and I value my life, and I'm getting the money for a reason, you know what I'm saying?
But-
no,
Well,
I
guess what?
understand. But
Guess
what
what?
does that mean?
What? Out here in
Meaning,
the
like,
streets
what's
like
the
that?
meaning behind it? If all right, he did self-defense
Wait.
in real life. It's self-defense in real life. But what does that mean? That gets us nowhere.
It means
Right.
that
Self-defense in
it
law
means
is
that-
where he's going to need it.
No.
Not in real life.
Self-defense.
Because when you get charged, it's not about real life
I
you're
know,
getting charged with.
but
You're
in
getting
my-
charged with the law.
No. When
That's
I'm out here
equivalent
in
to
the
monopoly
streets,
money at this
when
point.
I'm out here in the streets, no, these old legal suckers. When I'm out here in the streets, we not talking about law. We talking about life
Let
or
me
death.
tell you something.
No,
So
I understand
At,
that.
at this time, if I already done shot all these people and I see this person pull up the gun, for me, oh yeah, it's self-defense.
So
I'm
guess
about to
what?
take you out before
For
you take me out.
For you get ready to go to prison for a very long time. And
Well,
I'm going to
I'm
need you.
innocent until proven
No,
guilty.
I'm going to need you.
I'm innocent until proven guilty.
What America
This is
does she-
America.
What?
I'm
What America?
innocent until proven
Oh,
guilty.
you believe that? You really believe that? That's theory. Just like how you say in these streets. But let me tell you something. In them theories and in them books, you are.
I'm just saying, like,
But in that courtroom,
The
if you
quietest-
don't believe 12 people sitting in the box going, oh, we can't vote yet? All right, give us a minute. The next witness is being called. Oh, we can't vote yet? Oh, we
no,
can't vote
I
yet?
get what you're
You don't see
saying.
them 2-hour
But-
verdicts on court TV where they take 3 weeks to try a case and 2 hours to say guilty?
I get what you're saying. I don't know. I haven't heard what they said about the other 2 situations. I don't know if it's enough.
Okay,
evidence
so
for
let
him
me
not
give
to
you
believe that he
something.
was-
The
that it was
first
self-defense.
person threw a bag, an empty bag, like a crumpled up grocery bag at him because they had exchanged words. And he threw a crumpled up grocery bag at him and shot him. That's self-defense? You're defending yourself from a paper bag. You see where I'm going with that?
I get it.
Jurors going to hear that. And if you think you don't need to think about the law
gonna have to-
when you're in these streets,
He gonna
you are
have to-
crazy.
He's gonna have to testify. You think he's gonna testify?
For self-defense, you better. How are you going to tell me that your actions were reasonable? Whoa, you want me to just believe you was defending yourself? You're not going to tell me why it was reasonable?
According to-
Because remember now, you have to have a reasonable belief.
According to Sean Hannity,
Oh, Jesus.
they were throwing Molotov.
You believe Sean?
I don't know.
Okay,
I'm
he
just
said
throwing
his
that
show
out
is a
there.
show. It's not news. So don't
that is
believe the
true.
Fox News part.
That is true. But they were throwing Molotov cocktails.
That evidence hasn't made it to the jury yet, so maybe Sean will get up there
Maybe
on the
he'll-
stand
maybe
and
he'll
create
say
some cocktails.
All I'm
Well,
saying
maybe
is,
he was talking about a drink.
all I'm saying is that as a juror, I can't give a definite answer until all evidence has been revealed. Now, he is doing self-defense. I need to hear what he has to say. Maybe he does have a good thing to say about why he thought he needed to shoot the first 2 people. But as a juror, I need to know why.
Right.
I need to know
So
why.
if he doesn't take that stand, Guess
then
what?
he doesn't have a good reason.
Buddy,
then he
we're gonna
going to
believe
jail.
the state.
At
We're going
least
to
he'll
prison.
go. At least he'll go to jail for the first two, not for the second one.
No, this is the third one. You're
Third
talking
one.
about the third guy.
Not for the third one.
Yeah, I'm gonna need this jury to get her facts straight because she can't be on my jury.
Well,
not,
the only
not
facts
having
that
the
I
numbers.
got is from you.
You got two dead and one. You got two dead and one testifying. How you make him the second one?
She already don't know that she gonna go in there with jury instructions. Like and
Yeah.
it's gonna say,
Yeah, you're not
I
leaving
know.
do
alone.
not bring the streets
Yeah,
into
They
yeah.
ain't gonna say that.
Your thoughts
They
about
ain't gonna know
the
that
streets
the
don't
streets-
count.
No, they not gonna know that the streets is in there. They don't have a rule for not the streets. What's the OCGA for do not bring the streets?
That's right. All the evidence
Do
that
they
you must
have-
use.
Is
Yeah,
there OCGA for don't bring your own
yeah.
interpretation?
It's called a jury charge. Yeah, it's the jury
I
charge.
know the jury charge, but you know when we use
No, there's no statute necessarily
That says
for
don't-
every single charge, but there's case law
Case law,
associated
okay.
with charges.
All right.
So you have a charge conference, and the judge will say to you, and then when you prepare your charge, you put the case law that you're supporting that charge behind. But they do have a charge. They have standard charges, like self-defense charge, and they have all types of charges. But the charges are based on what evidence actually came in.
If someone was pleading self-defense, I would put myself in their shoes.
But you can't do that because the law is going to say you can't put yourself in their shoes.
Okay.
It depends on
You
because
have
some
to a
are
reasonable.
subjective,
It's always a reasonable person
some
standard.
are full subjective.
Yeah, they're very. I mean,
Isn't self-defense a
no. You cannot put yourself in his shoes. You cannot put yourself in your shoes. You have to put yourself in the reasonable person's shoes.
I'm
And
not
that's
sure.
what makes it so difficult because the law has standards, which I thought was crazy too when I went to law school. It's like the reasonable person, yes, the reasonable person under the circumstances in this
Who
situation.
is that?
That's my
If you
point.
can't- wait,
It's an
if you can't put
imaginary.
your- If you
Correct.
can't put it in your shoes or the person's shoes or anybody that you know shoes,
Correct.
who is the reasonable person?
That's what they're. That's what they're
that's
saying.
The goal is to get
That
12
nobody-
of y'all to agree on between
What
that
a
range,
reasonable person
of
Well,
would
what a
do.
reasonable
then if
person
that's
is.
the case, a reasonable person who sees someone about to pull a gun out on them is going to shoot you.
Yeah,
No,
but
no.
but
that's
that could be
if that's
one
the
end of
only
spectrum.
situation. But the reasonable person is not going to say that you're permitted. The jurors can say, "I don't believe it's reasonable for you to have shot two other people. If you had dropped your weapon and put your hands in the air, and somebody was coming at you with a skateboard after you shot two, then you can come tell me, hey, I shot the first two, but I wanted them to know I wasn't a threat. I had to shoot the first two. But you can't shoot two, come down the street and start shooting more, and we're chasing you, try to get that weapon from you, and you think you justified and just keep shooting because you already killed two. I already killed two, so why not? Let me just keep killing. It's not how it works.
I mean, it just sounds like the pitchfork theory to me. I'm about
Well,
to
let me
make
tell you
this theory up as I go. When
That's
I was about to
usually
say,
what defense counsels do.
Never heard of that theory.
I'm
Okay?
about to make it up while I go.
It's called
Let's-
keeping track of your kids and your weapons. If you didn't leave the house, this wouldn't have
If
happened.
That's
people-
correct.
If people
Stay
are
home.
chasing you down.
No, listen. If women are supposed to keep their legs closed, then 17-year-olds that are not supposed to have assault rifles should stay at the house.
I agree with that.
You're not law enforcement. Have a seat, little boy, because I'm not sympathetic. You could have been nice and warm and
Listen,
cozy
Not
in
with
your
weapons,
bed.
because during the civil rights movement, those kids were young. I mean, the people who were making movements and actually participating were young people.
But they didn't have weapons.
I know, that's what I said. So don't bring your weapon. If you want to be
Leave your weapon at home.
if you
and
want
come
to be
out here.
17 and go out there and scream MAGA,
Come talk.
just don't go out there with your
Don't
weapon.
carry your weapon. Leave it at home.
It's not even yours.
Especially an illegal weapon. Don't carry that. Don't
He
carry.
probably didn't think it was illegal.
Can nothing good
Wait,
come of it.
was it even someone in his family, or he just borrowed it? From
He went to a
someone?
friend's house.
Oh.
He went to a friend's house.
Are they getting charged?
Well, I don't know. Remember, prosecutors don't have to charge everybody at the same time. They can
But
wait.
they can't be charged because because they're not in that state when that crime happened, right?
What are you talking about?
So he doesn't live in Wisconsin. He lives in the state over.
Right, but I don't
Across
think he
state
got
lines.
the weapon from
I
another
thought
state.
he got it from I thought he got it from the other state.
No, I
No.
believe
When he-
the testimony has come out that he got it from that
in
state.
Wisconsin. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. And
Yeah.
they could get charged. I thought he crossed state lines
With
with
it.
the weapon.
No.
That was the
Would that be-
initial
that
report.
was-
Yeah, the initial reports made it sound like he actually came across with it. Like, I'm going out there to help them. But no, we went to the friend's
That
house
would have been a
first.
federal situation, wouldn't it?
Well, of
If
course.
you cross state lines, violating the
Yeah, you got a problem. You got to be
It
careful.
depends if you broke a federal.
No, sometimes
law.
if
I mean, if you cross state lines to commit that murder, but your intention has to be legal. A whole
Yeah,
bunch of
the
legal
stuff that
because
you don't like.
You have to have intent when you cross the state line to murder someone.
But
in order
you
for it to be
already
a federal
did you
murder.
already violate the law when you have an illegal weapon and you cross state lines?
Well, it depends if it was.
illegal?
Yeah, that could
Yeah,
that could
that's
work.
what I'm talking
That could
about.
happen too. Yeah.
She
Is
knows
that a
about
RICO? Is that a RICO?
something. Racketeering. Charge him with racketeering.
Gladys Knight's son, honey. He's got a RICO
He
going
need to be
on.
charged with racketeering.
Gladys Knight's son, listeners. I can't pronounce his name. Is it Shanga or Shanga? Shanga Hankerson,
Yes, go for
sentenced to
good.
prison
Mr. Hankerson.
and must pay $1 million for the chicken and waffle restaurant taxes. Now, let me tell you something, people. The fastest way to get to prison on taxes is withholding taxes. Sales tax is not even as bad as withholding taxes.
How do you withhold sales tax?
Well, the sales tax is paid by the consumer who comes up to the register and
Right.
you
How do
say
how do
and you say that's going to be 7% based on the county. You put the money in the register and then you're supposed to pay the sales
Oh,
tax
okay.
that you collected.
Okay.
You keep the chicken money, but the sales tax you're supposed
Okay, I
to
see what
pass
you're
on to the IRS.
I'm thinking as the consumer, like, how do I bypass that?
No, you don't get to
How do
bypass
I
that.
bypass the
Yeah,
sales tax?
you
thing?
remember-
What do you know?
You're paying it on gas. You're paying it at the groceries.
Hey,
Right.
when you paying for gas, it feels like you bypassing it. I know you're not for real.
You're
but
not.
It just feels like it.
0.9, that's it. But Gladys Knight's son got convicted.
Do we have to have a reason?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We're supposed to be drinking to that.
Her
Not
her
drink-
reason is she thirsty.
I don't understand why this diva's so thirsty. I'm gonna have to talk to your husband.
I'm thirsty.
Okay? I don't understand that. We had the conversation. Off the record conversation. But Gladys Knight's son is guilty, pled, because he's guilty, of not paying the withholding taxes. So let me explain. Break it down. Withholding taxes are taken out of your employee's checks each pay period, right? What he should have done is hired a payroll company. And the payroll company would have taken the money out, and each week they pull out the withholding taxes and they put it in a bank account, and then they pay the withholding taxes for you.
Right.
So all you have to do is deposit the money into the account. They pull the money out. They send it to the IRS, and a lot of them guarantee you if your withholdings are incorrect for whatever reasons, they will cover your attorney fees if an attorney has to defend it, or they will defend you before the IRS if they made a mistake, and they'll fix it.
Right.
Some of them, if you're lucky, you can even contract for them to pay the difference of their mistake. That means they're going to be held accountable for making sure the numbers are accurate, right? So
Right.
you don't end up in a problem with the IRS. This dude did not do that. What he did is he did not pay the withholding taxes. So the individuals paid their taxes, gonna go to Social Security and try to file Social Security. Then when they're old enough, because they paid their withholding taxes and that's supposed to be contributing a portion of it, goes towards that. And of course, there is none.
So where does the money reside?
It resides in $1 million that the IRS says you're going to have to pay back.
Right. But
My concern is how is he going to pay back that kind of money if he didn't pay that kind of money in the first place?
my concern
He's
is,
only getting 2 years.
I'm not concerned about him. My concern is that if you take my money out of my check
Right,
and it's supposed to go to my Social Security that I'll never receive, but
right.
it should go to my Social Security that I'll never receive.
Because it's being paid right now to somebody else.
To somebody else. Where's my money?
The government is going to give you your money, honey.
Okay.
That's the
Is that
importance.
the FDIC?
That's the importance of the government. No, FDIC is for the bank.
Okay.
But if the bank folds with your money in it, FDIC is going to give you money back. But this is where
I knew that. I was just trying
you
to
get
throw
your
that in
money.
there.
Your money. This is a BCIC. The chicken, the CWFIC, the chicken and waffles tax. The problem is that this young man should have known better.
Young no.
Okay, this old man should have known better.
This old man.
He stole cash.
He did not.
Pay payroll back.
And the IRS is on your ass.
And he's doing 2 years for that.
It won't go
$1 million. It won't go fast. $1 million. I don't know how he's gonna pay that. They needed to give him some more time. I really do. I think he needed.
Give him some more time.
Yeah, because he
More
needed
time,
more.
like in prison.
No, more time like on probation, because it's gonna take a while. Usually probation matches the penalty. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Restitution.
But here's
Does
the
he have to
thing.
pay taxes on the money that
Yes, I'm sure they've included it
But
in that
no,
million.
but
Look,
here's the
he
thing.
might not have even taken $1 million, and they just
But
the,
here's
the
the
penalty
thing.
is takes
How do
it to
you-
$1 million.
If you make $1 million, or if you can get $1 million by owning a restaurant and going through the hardships of owning a restaurant, I get that. But your credibility is so shot. Who is giving you an opportunity? It's the only way he gonna make $1 million if he sells some drugs.
No, that man could be like a
Like
concrete, and come up with a clothing design line. He can
Are we talking about Kanye?
concrete.
No.
He can become a concrete, and he can design clothing.
For the people,
he can.
or maybe just for me. What is a concrete?
Concrete is a black male that's pushed out some hits, and now he's pushing out a clothing line.
Is this a,
and
is this
he
a
was
Jamaican term?
he was married to a Kardashian.
Oh, so we
and-
are talking about Kanye.
Concrete, yes, Mr. Concrete. Concrete. If
Is
he
that
becomes
Kanye and Kim together? Or is
No,
that Kardashian?
it's
and
a crazy
Kanye?
Kanye. Concrete.
Oh, okay.
So he can become one like him. He can design other things. He can come up with the
But Kanye don't have a history of being a scoundrel.
look. You can take tax money and make back the money some other way legally. He doesn't have to commit crimes to do so.
He gonna have to be on these drug streets.
No, he's
Nah,
not.
it's gonna be his mama's tax paying.
He gonna wait for that refund.
No,
Taking it out of his mama's
He's gonna
money.
open a restaurant. It's called
Gladys Day.
Knight's Tax
Gladys
Payback.
Day. He can come up with a Gladys Day's chicken and waffles.
No, you
No
gotta
more
make
nights.
it clear. Hey, we here to support the black community and pay back these taxes. Come eat this
Gladys Day.
$50 chicken.
I think it's more realistic that he need to probably start selling drugs.
I don't think he's gonna have to do that. I think there are many legal ways to.
I mean, he might
Get
not have to be a corner boy, but he could probably push.
He's not gonna be a corner boy. He's gonna be able
Because
to
you know
make it
when
back.
you have a bad reputation, that works well in the.
What if he has a trust fund?
That's possible.
Hmm. What if he decides I'm gonna use my trust fund money? Then what?
That's possible.
His mother is.
Or
wealthy.
sell a house.
Yeah, I got a house. I could sell it.
He probably sell her house. He done sold everything else.
No, he ain't
He
sell
ain't
it.
sell nothing.
He ain't sell a thing.
Gave-
That's the problem.
Except chicken. That's all he
He
sold,
sold
chicken.
chicken.
And then he said, hey, I ain't see Uncle Sam back here
Hey,
in the kitchen.
he said, "Who's back here frying? Me. I keep that change. All of it. All of the
He
taxes."
probably put some fake employees on there so you get that PPP money.
No. By then he was already having problems. I think he was having tax problems before the pandemic.
Yes, I believe they arrested him right before. It was like
Yeah, right before. I
2019,
think it was
like the
19
summer
that
of
he went down.
2019.
Yeah, he should have waited a little bit. He could have blamed it on the pandemic.
He sure could've. He just held off and just
Sir, what you
evaded.
should have done is paid at least $20 or pay one of the employees withholding.
Really.
Pay for at least one of them, you know? But that's sad. Your mom is famous. You embarrassed your mother, and you could have done better than that. But that is our episode. We're going to
Oh,
close.
we're not gonna talk about how Joe Biden gave us another whack holiday.
Joe Biden is my president, and he
Oh
did
my
an excellent speech on Wednesday. He got a bill passed. He got
The
the
National
$1 trillion,
Hip-Hop.
and he passed the National Hip Hop Month, which is November. We'll take anything.
I've never thought you would be.
Celebrating hip hop?
No, that's not
Yes,
what I'm saying.
because people of color is behind it.
That's not what I'm saying. I never thought you would be a hop on the batty wagon of.
I don't hop on the baddie.
That's what I'm saying.
because
like, but I mean,
the
Joe
patty-
Biden is. Where's Kamala?
She was standing next to him at the press
Where's she
conference
been though? Like I
doing
ain't hear
all
nothing
her
from her.
duties.
She's doing
She's
a great
busy.
job of doing nothing.
She's busy
Doing nothing.
doing work.
what
but
work? Because I still haven't seen
cheers
her on the.
To the National Hip
She's
Hop
still supposed to
History
be
Month.
going to that border that she don't be
President
going to.
Biden, cling to you, sir.
No, pour out a little liquor for your dead presidency. Pour out a little liquor for your
Take
dead
your sip
pregnancy.
so we can close this show.
Somebody's gonna
We
pour it
already
in my
know
mouth.
Dana was singing. She wants her dead presidents to represent her. So I mean, she got what she wished for.
You said you want your dead president. Your money.
To represent you. You was
What- when
singing
did
that
I say
Nas. Dead presidents to represent me.
I didn't say that.
Oh my goodness. She's not singing.
I'm sure you sang that song
That is
before.
so not me. I don't even know what song that is. I know songs, and I don't know that one.
Okay, well, I'm going to close the show on this
Well, why
song.
don't you do that then?
Hallelujah.
Are we drinking today?
No, we already drank.
Oh,
Okay. Do not forget to check out our episodes every week, people. Find us on Spotify.
Spotify.
Look for us on Google. And last but not least, Apple Podcasts.
Apple.
Don't forget to look for us. Oh my God, the agents are not in the building. They're not gonna sign you. They're not gonna sign you. You'd have been signed already.
Girl, I'm too old.
Phony Braxton. Don't forget to check out our videos each week. Find us on YouTube. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, Hey Curl.
Hey, girl, hey.
HeyCurl.shop. Don't forget your free code. DIVAFREE is your code. And as we say here on Diva Court, we'll drink to that. The ding is on the cling in the video.
When they're like, I'll drink to that.
That's good. We got to drink to that.